Hi, my name is Sherri Dickey and I live in London, Ontario. And I just wanted to share with you my story of how I became associated in this capacity with the Front Row Foundation and how I raised money for Kelsey Trustee Bishop and how we sent her to see the Ellen Show. For some reason, I clicked on the CNN link that day that Katie Couric had tweeted, and it was this wonderful story about this young woman named Kelsey who lived just outside of Atlanta, this all-around great girl, and one day she found out that she had leukemia. She had to drop out of nursing school and became a patient herself. And something struck me about her. She had this amazing spirit, and one of the reasons they were doing a story on her, she started this company called Tussle to Fight. And she started making these handmade scarves. She did it to raise money for her treatments, but to pass time in the hospital, and she just had this marvelous spirit about her. Being friends with John Vroman, the founder of the Front Row Foundation, I shot him off an email and I just said, hey, I don't know this girl personally. I, at that point, had no idea how the Front Row Foundation picked recipients, but I said, hey, she seems like she might be an ideal candidate, maybe you want to check her out. And he got back to me and said, why don't you try to find her? I was able to track down that reporter's information, his phone number, his email, the works. And within 24 hours, this gentleman, Lionel, had got back to me, and he forwarded me Trevor, Kelsey's fiance's, cell number. So I called Trevor, it goes to voicemail. Leave him this message saying, hi, my name is Sherri, I live in Canada, you don't know me. I'm a part of this charity called the Front Row Foundation, and I'd really like to help. And I was asked if I wanted to be in charge of fundraising for her experience, and she wanted to see Ellen. Tickets to Ellen are free, which was to our advantage. We still needed to fly her and some of her family to the LA area for the taping. I was told that my mission or goal was to raise $5,000, and my initial thoughts, I guess, I was taken back because while I had helped and donated to other past fundraising efforts for other Front Row Foundation recipients, I'd never been involved in organizing an entire fundraising campaign. While I guess it seemed a little daunting, at the same time I was already very much tied to Kelsey and Trevor and knew that there was no options other than to raise that money. So failure wasn't an option for me, and I knew that I would find a way. So the first thing I did to begin fundraising was I sent out an email to everyone I knew. I sent it out to family, to friends, to colleagues and coworkers, and really just shared the entire story. I started with $50 on our fundraising page and sent out the email to all my friends and family. I expected it to be difficult because I wasn't really sure how I was initially going to raise $5,000, but as things got going, I decided I wanted to have a fundraising event myself, and I came up with a bake sale. There had been a lot of talk that I was coming to do this fundraiser, and a lot of hype, and a lot of people came out to support me for the cause. We raised $400 that day at the bake sale, so I felt really great about those efforts. We actually had a school that was able to support us and chose Kelsey as their charity to donate money to. So I really was thankful that they stepped up, and those students went on to sell a great deal of Cutco and raised over $2,000. People's reaction to Kelsey's story was amazing, as expected. And I think it's important when people are pulled in so many directions for giving and fundraising efforts that you want to strike people's emotions. And so I did as best as I could to share her story. I think sometimes we give when we're tied into the recipient. And I was concerned at the beginning if this would be a challenge for me, if people would be tied into this young woman from Atlanta, or if they'd rather just help someone here in Canada. And I soon found that that didn't need to be the case. And I think people were tied into Kelsey's story, but even more than that, I think people were tied into me. People wanted to help me in my pursuit. And so I really encourage you, as you're working towards your fundraising efforts, to not feel bad about getting people tied into your cause. There were certainly times in the fall that I worried, how am I going to get to $5,000? It was never a decision of mine. I knew I would never quit. I knew I would never throw in the towel. That just isn't me, and that wasn't going to happen. There was too much riding on this for Kelsey and Trevor. I get emotional just thinking about it right now. But I can say that there were definitely times when I worried if we would get there. But what's great is family and friends come through for you. I had a colleague who blew my socks off. I opened our fundraising page to see his name beside a $1,000 donation, and I just couldn't even believe it. Failure can't be an option, and if you think about everything that these recipients are going through, facing their life-threatening challenges and illnesses, the least I can do is find a way to make the fundraising happen. The attitude at the end of the fundraising process was pure exhilaration on my part, but everyone else who also got to be a part of it, whether they donated a little or a lot or time. You know, my family, my mom who helped out at the bake sale. You feel good being a part of something like that. And once I was able to take Kelsey and Trevor on their trip to see Ellen and come back and share those stories, share the pictures on what a memorable day and experience it was for her, people feel great about being a part of that. So I really encourage you, if you have an opportunity to nominate someone for a front row experience or to help coordinate fundraising efforts, to dive in with 2 feet. And it'll be worth everything that you put into it and so much more. So good luck.